And I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have built roads, supported free wires and free tuition at high schools and public universities, stabilized the macroeconomic challenges we face in 2018, built hundreds of programs. Let us remember the strength of to strive on observing the tenets of democracy and adhering to the rule of law. May God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the Republic of Liberia.
Those who wrote the speech, inauguration day, everybody happy. We are rejoicing over the defeat of the old regime. We are rejoicing about our effort to bring a new regime. Then we'll sit down with happiness. We go write paper for that 79-year-old man. He's struggling to read. Then you go there, I will tell you that nation, I will tell you US, I will bring one for you. Because you think one for you, Johnson. By the time the woman of reading, when you have to pray.
When you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries, but there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say, release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual matrix that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, with the two executive orders, the dogs were let out, so to speak. What followed was a dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence, 30 years, prosecutor. He, Crane, unlawfully unsealed the court's sealed indictment to his handlers, senior U.S. government officials at the U.S. Embassy in Freetown, and was never held to account. The rest of the operational team are Colonel Brandon Hollis, Defense Intelligence, CIA, U.S. Air Force, Senior Trial Counsel, and Armed Prosecutor. James C. Johnson, U.S. Army expert, 20 years, unconventional and special operations, Chief of Prosecutions for the SCSL. Alan White, 30 years, Defense Intelligence, recalled from retirement to head up investigations at the Special Court of Sierra Leone. Stephen J. Rapp came on board as chief prosecutor for a short time with experience from Capitol Hill, where he served with a U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee sometime before. It came as no surprise to me that as a reward of sorts for Stephen Rapp's diligence in the execution of U.S. foreign policy objectives through these ad hoc tribunals, he was appointed U.S. Ambassador at Large for War Crimes issues. In support of the contextual framework of politics, on February 8, 2006, Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, prosecutor, appeared before a U.S. Congress Subcommittee on Africa, Defense Exhibit D-404, and spelled out in clear terms the decision taken in support of regime change in Liberia and what needed to happen to solidify that process. There was little mention, if any, in his testimony about Sierra Leone. And here is what he said. I posit that 5 years from now, when the international community is challenged by other crises, Taylor in Calabar, under the protection of Nigeria, will make his move. We will wake up one morning and watch on CNN as Taylor rides triumphantly down the main street in Monrovia to the executive mansion, daring all of us to come and get him. Unless he is handed over to the special court for Sierra Leone, this scenario is not out of the realm of possibilities. He then asked, how do we assure Liberia's future? And he answers that. Ultimately, he says, what we do about Taylor in the next several weeks will determine the fate of Liberia and the new administration of its president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Crane then sets out several plans, two of which I'll state here. He said, first, hand Charles Taylor over to the special court for Sierra Leone for a fair trial, his kind of trial. This takes him out of the local and regional dynamics that is West Africa. Second, tie any financial and political support to good governance in Liberia. Time does not permit, but the exhibits are present. Not even the Nigerian nation was
Commander-in-Chief for the past 6 years. Together, in 2018, we embarked on a journey to build a united, peaceful, and prosperous Liberia. And I am deeply thankful for the trust and support you have bestowed upon me and my administration during my tenure. As we navigate the complexity of governance, your partnership was instrumental in the development and implementation of policies and programs that aim to bring progress and development to our great nation. Reflecting on the accomplishment of these 6 years, let me tell you that I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have built roads, supported free wires and free tuition at high schools and public universities, stabilized the macroeconomic challenges we face in 2018, built hundreds of pro-poor housing units, and achieved on so many fronts that we are able to list here today. However, I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement, and perhaps more could have been done under different circumstances. Regrettably, some of the long-term projects we initiated did not reach completion during my tenure. I am hopeful that the incoming administration will carry the torch forward and bring these initiatives to fruition for the benefit of all Liberians. Fellow compatriots, rumors, and misinformation have played a large part in our politics over the last 6 years. It is my hope we as a country will overcome this challenge over the next 6 years. To begin this, we must start with the facts of the transition. I must report to you that we are leaving behind a better economy than we inherited. Today, President-elect Joseph Nima Bouaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed me in 2018. I inherited 94,999,000 United States dollars in net international reserves. And I am handing over to the next administration a net international reserve position of 222,700,000 United States dollars. This is 136% increase in the net international reserve position. The total cash balance in the government's consolidated account is United States $40,044,365.90. In 2018, my government inherited a consolidated cash position of $7 million United States dollars. The next administration thus has more resources to deal with emergency macroeconomic challenges than my administration had.
Liberia's future. And he answers that. Ultimately, he says, what we do about Taylor in the next several weeks will determine the fate of Liberia and the new administration of its president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Crane then sets out several plans, two of which I'll state here. He said, first, hand Charles Taylor over to the special court for Sierra Leone for a fair trial, his kind of trial. This takes him out of the local and regional dynamics that is West Africa. Second, tie any financial and political support to good governance in Liberia. Time does not permit, but the exhibits are present. Not even the Nigerian nation was spared from threats and intimidation, as explained by Femi Kayode, press secretary to President Obasanjo, the Nigerian head of state, who was with him in Washington when President George W. Bush promised, and I quote, to bring Nigeria to its knees if Taylor was not turned over to the special court. And what happened? Obasanjo buckled and capitulated. Now, this demonstrates the significant pressure that was brought to bear on President Obasanjo, irrespective of his personal and leadership obligations to the West African sub-region. And therein lies the dilemma for current African heads of state and government, but how to enter into binding commitments and obligations with the African pairs and remain steadfast, resolute, and unyielding in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go.
And when Takun J says, let's go, it means we have to go. Oh yes, another moment, another time, another space. For us to engage on the critical issues confronting our country. Let me say very, very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country.
We tire with the promises that led us to all our damages. We tire with that speech they preach indeed and now you need it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to those of you in the diaspora.
What does you like?
Our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on the show.
Why? The government should lie. Why? But that
to add the value to others, one must first value others.
the people who was
To add values to others, one must first value others.
I said,
If you are not valued by an individual or a system,
people who
that individual or that system cannot add value to you. The individual promising you value,
no one to trust.
must have value for others.
I hope that I have been broken.
If that is lacking,
Where are the schools?
don't believe in what they say to you.
They draw that
Don't believe in what they promise you.
they too
John C. Maxwell
tired with their rhetoric.
says that one.
You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough
Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
people suffer. No
fellow Liberians,
for hunger.
foreign residents in our country,
Show your intention to the nation.
all of you just tuning in tonight to Freedom FM 87.9.
So
This is Freedom Hard Talk. It's the Wednesdays edition of the show.
they lie.
Those of you following us via our Facebook live feed, those of you following us via radio, whether it's the online radio I'd like to welcome all of you to this edition of Freedom Hard Talk. So tomorrow, a group of Liberians, they say they are going to protest or march against drugs, the importation, the sales, and consumption of drugs in our country. We have a, that's something we can talk about, small we can look at. So today, news broke that EcoBank Liberia was armed. There were attempted armed robbery on the facility of our EcoBank Liberia. There are different stories in different accounts. I know that the bank has issued formally an official statement regarding the matter. Yeah, we can sparse the show up with those different perceptions or interpretations or opinions that have been given about the matter and the individuals involved. What an interesting piece. The people the government deceive us. So we have been having conversation about the effectiveness or the implementation of the Office of the Ombudsman or the implementation of the Code of Conduct for Public Officials. The office seems to be going some tooth to bite, leaving the political will, the final decision at the political will of the president. The Office of the Ombudsman is recommending the immediate dismissal of scores of officials of the Unity Party government for violating the Code of Conduct. So we're going to go into that. We have the full report or a summary from the Office of the Ombudsman, and we will make sense of that. This is going to make our conversation tonight. Should those officials leave government? Do you think they are in violation of the Code of Conduct? Do you think Joe Barker has the political will as the president to ask those officials to resign or to dismiss them as recommended by the Office of the Ombudsman? Let's have a conversation tonight. Let's talk. Invite others to listen, to join the show, share the live, like our page and follow us. This show is proudly sponsored by Crime Stopper Liberia, and we are partnering with Win Liberia. Very shortly, we'll take a break from these sponsors and partners. When we come back, we go to our Facebook Live to welcome all of you who have joined us tonight. My name is Austin, and I am your usual driver tonight. Let's take a message from our partner and our sponsor.
Liberian dollars, and for $200 Liberian dollars or win big today with Win Liberia on Freedom FM. Yes, for just $100 Liberian dollars or 50 cent United States dollars, you can win from 4,000 Liberian dollars up to 10,000 Liberian dollars, and for $200 Liberian dollars or $1 United States dollar on Japa days, you can win from 15,000 Liberian dollars, 50,000 Liberian dollars, 100,000 Liberian dollars, and up to 1 million Liberian dollars. For these amazing prizes, dial *255*1#. Again, dial *255*1#. The more you play, the better your chances. It's Win Liberia Cash Giveaway on Freedom FM.
It's about musical. There are crowds in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime and report, don't take law in your hand for the real authority. Well, it can't take your law. Crime stopper here for us. Bring it safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must take it, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to.
Okay, thank you so much, Old Man Sam Cyan, for that message. Let's see who all are joining us tonight, and then we can move in to other issues. Wow. Okay, so David Williams is joining us from Colorado in the U.S. via YouTube. And Sue Famula is joining us tonight from Cape Mount. Mohammed Balo is joining the show from Broville as usual. Agatha Glasgow from Tingers Village. Henry To is joining the show tonight from Cardwell. Mary Toole has joined the show from New Georgia Estate. Peter Wande is joining the show tonight from Crown Hill. Abu Bakr Sharif is joining the show tonight from Vitan. Diana Dennis has joined us tonight from New York. Musa Sharif is joining the show tonight from New Georgia. Ambassador Walton Bashu Morgan Jr. is joining the show tonight. From Johnsonville, Adiyu Kamara has joined the show. Testimony Bessie is following the show from Fender Community. Tara Bowie is joining from Dupont Road. Saturday Wonderwear is joining the show from Atlanta, Georgia. Phoenicius Junior Bar is joining the show from Newtown. J. Augustus Help has joined us tonight. Mohammed Sano is joining the show. And Marcus Sissi is also joining the show tonight from Kenema, from Kenema, there in Sierra Leone. Many Son is also following from Broville. Paulo Wea has joined the show from Clarendon. Kindness County is also following. Asata Miller has joined the show tonight from Soul Clinic. Joe Fire from Broville. Shaklon Chas is joining as usual from Yekepa. Thanks to all of you who are joining tonight. Tonight will be semi-interactive tonight on the show. So where do we start from? Sad news for Africa. Today, news outlets are reporting the crash of a flight of a military helicopter that crashed, killing a number of individuals from Ghana, including some senior officials of the Ghanaian government, which is a sad news for our continent. It's a sad news for our region. It's even a sad news for our country because Ghana played a pivotal role or series of pivotal roles in getting Liberia to where it is in terms of stabilizing our peace and ensuring lasting unity amongst citizens of the sub-region. And so so there's a full list released by Channel 1 TV Ghana. So the full list, I don't want to say full, but a list from Channel 1 TV Ghana. They're reporting that Dr. Edward Dr. Edward Umani Boma, Minister of Defense, was involved in the crash. He's dead. Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed is the Minister of Environment, is also dead. Alhaji Muniru Mohammed, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator, is also dead. He was involved. Dr. Samuel Sapong, Vice Chair for the National Democratic Coalition, the ruling party in Ghana, is also dead. Mr. Samuel Abugi, former parliamentary candidate, Obasi East, a member of the ruling establishment, was also on board. Squadron leader. Squadron leader is like a segment or like a district, a political district, So he was a local political party leader. So squadron leader Peter Bafemi Anala is also dead. He was involved. The flying officer Wum Mambadu is also dead. And Sergeant Ernest Ado, the pilot, is also dead. Sad news. We use this occasion to extend our deepest condolences to the bereaved family, to Ghana as a country, and to the bereaved families of these gentlemen who lost their lives in service to their country. I try to get what the BBC is reporting about that, but let me read a statement coming in from former president of the Republic of Liberia, Rehab Monrovia, office of former President George Weah, 2018 to 2024 press statement. Former President George M. Weah has conveyed his condolences to the government and people of Ghana following a tragic helicopter crash on Wednesday that claimed the lives of several senior officials. The former president described their passing as a profound loss and extended his sympathies to the bereaved families. Among the victims were Ghana's Defense Minister Edward Omani Boma and the Minister of the Environment Alhaji Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed. The helicopter, which had departed from Accra, was en route to a town in Ashanti region when the accident occurred. The former president assured the Ghanaians of his prayers and solidarity, urging them to find solace in the Lord during this difficult time. Len Eugene Nangbe, Chief of Staff, Office of the former president, signed this one. I'm trying to get what the BBC is reporting. We're receiving reports that investigations have commenced and all of that. So yes, to get detail. While you're getting that, this is what we can find on Jaw. Ghanaians are mourning. It's a sad a moment. So family members are speaking. John News is reporting Dr. Samuel Sampon breaks down. His wife breaks down in tears at their home following his tragic death in the Adansi. Dr. Samuel Sampon was a pillar of our family. Nimako Sampon, younger brother of the late Dr. Sampon. So yes, these are individuals. We're told that they were on an official mission. Then the tragedy struck. This is sad it's sad. And there are different scenes of Ghanaians mourning. These are scenes where the 8 bodies retrieved and they are being transported So the majority caucus in Ghana has also issued a statement. Okay, a lot. The former Vice President Dr. Bamumia joins the nation to mourn the demise of Dr. Omani Boma. These scenes from the residence of Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed capture a somber atmosphere as family, friends, and sympathizers gather to mourn the tragic loss. You can go on and on and on and on and on. The president is emotionally down, and we pray God gives him the fortitude to accept this tragic loss. Haruna Idrisu, Minister for Education, government delegation at Dr. Omani Boma's mother's home in Koforadu. So yeah, see a lot of things happening, Yeah, so again, we extend our sympathy to the bereaved families. Okay, so let's go. Let's move. Yeah, we have to do that. So I don't even know where to start from. A lot of things to talk about. So on today, there were news about EcoBank headquarters being broken into, and EcoBank Liberia has issued a statement, which I think is important we highlight. So this is what the bank has written. I have not seen an initial statement from the police yet prior to coming on the radio. But EcoBank Liberia on armed robbery at head office branch, private banking lounge. 6 August 2025. EcoBank Liberia Limited requests to inform all customers and the public of an unfortunate incident that occurred at our head office branch, precisely private banking lodge, 11th Street Sinker on 6 August 2025, where an armed man tried robbing the teller of the lounge. We are deeply concerned about this incident and are actively working with local law enforcement agencies to ensure a thorough and comprehensive investigation. When your calls come in, a comprehensive investigation. The safety and security of our customers and staff remain our utmost priority. We therefore reassure all that we are taking immediate steps to enhance security at all our branches. We understand such incidents may raise concerns regarding safety and security. Customers that robust security systems and protocols are in place to protect their phones and personal information. Our operations continue uninterrupted across all branches and digital channels. We appreciate the understanding and continued support of our customers and the public during this time. For any inquiries or concerns, please contact our marketing and corporate communications unit at the corporate branch, Ashmore Street, Monrovia. Thank you. Salamata Diallo, Managing Director, EcoBank. Let's see. I want to read few of the comments on this statement. Asa Soul says, y'all can lie. Chris Kier said he robbed the teller, not the bank. Not the bank? Moses Lakazetti Passaway says, y'all stop this lie and do proper investigation and stop giving misleading information and tarnishing the young man's character, cause y'all know what the exact issue is. Major sibling Tote said, thanks to the EcoBank Liberia, But to be honest, this whole thing still not making sense to some of us. How can one man just walk into a well-secured bank in broad daylight and try to rob it? The story just not adding up. I'm not saying something didn't happen, but let's be real. Too often in this country, people get accused without clear evidence. The accused deserves a fair and proper investigation. We shouldn't be too quick to label people when all the facts are not even out yet. I hope the police and the bank will do their full part in getting to the bottom of this. The public needs answers, and some of us, your customers, are watching closely. EcoBank Liberia, stop their freaking lies. Where is Victoria of the firearm? Rio D.O. says, while we await the report from the investigation, we recommend that EcoBank advise its female tellers to stop breaking men's hearts. Oh, what kind of guy is who? The young Nixon, Yomi says, under investigation, Fobe Emery Johnson, a shocking twist between love, violence, and public panic. Okay, it's a piece, long piece. He wrote it. I think it's a tribute or a reflection of the alleged perpetrator, but it's a long piece. Maybe I should read 2 paragraphs to give him to do justice to him. A troubling incident unfolded recently. We're already aware of that. A highly said Fobe Emery Johnson, a highly educated and respected coordinator at the University of Liberia Graduate School, was arrested under alarming circumstances, initially mistaken by the public as an armed robber. Eyewitnesses report that Johnson appeared at EcoBank visibly distressed. Within minutes, the bank's emergency alarm system was triggered, and police swiftly responded to a call describing an armed man on the premises. Panic set in among customers and staff, with some claiming they saw what looked like a weapon in Johnson's possession. But as investigators dig deeper, a more complex and emotionally charged backstory is coming to light. One that shifts the narrative from a crime of violence to a heartbreaking personal breakdown. Former academia to arrest. Who is Fobe Emery Johnson? Fobe is an ordinary man. Is no ordinary man with a bachelor's degree in biology and a master's degree in medical genetics. He holds a key position at the University of Liberia, where he supports academic and research efforts. To many, he is known as intelligent, disciplined, and composed, which is why the news of his arrest came as a shock to those who know him. The woman at the center of the storm. Sources close to both parties revealed that Johnson had been romantically involved with a female employee at EcoBank. Their relationship, which reportedly spanned months or even years, took a toll on Johnson's personal life. Allegedly, he distanced himself from his own family, emotionally and financially investing in this new relationship. However, things took a drastic turn. According to insiders, the woman began to post pictures of herself with another man on social media, photos that left Johnson humiliated and enraged. It is believed that this emotional betrayal put him over the edge. The incident at EcoBank, what really happened? On the day of the incident, Johnson allegedly entered EcoBank with the intention of confronting the woman. During the exchange, he reportedly pulled out pepper spray and used it on her in a moment of anger and desperation. The woman screamed and triggered the bank's panic alarm. The chaos that followed was intense. Customers fled, security staff scrambled, and a call went out describing Johnson as possibly armed. When police arrived, they treated the situation as a potential armed robbery, leading to his arrest on the spot. So far, no firearm has been confirmed. What many initially assumed was a robbery is now being re-examined as a domestic dispute that spiraled out of control in a public place. Close colleagues and friends of Johnson are urging the public not to rush to judgment. They describe a man who was emotionally broken, not criminally motivated. Still, the consequences of his actions remain serious: assault, public endangerment, and the trauma caused the bank staff and customers. As of now, police authorities have not released a formal statement on the charges Johnson may face, but legal experts say he could still be prosecuted for assault and public disturbance even if not a firearm was involved. Disclaimer: this article is based on preliminary reports and testimonies from individuals familiar with the situation. It does not serve to justify, defend, or dismiss any alleged actions. The matter remains under police investigation, and official findings will provide the final word. Franklin Pan between God and man, that wasn't an armed robbery incident. Let you guys come out with the actual truth, okay? Josiah Brown says we await the findings with CCTV footage instead of mere accusation. It's unlawful for anyone to be brutally chastised uninvestigated. Okay, so there are many comments. So we'll talk to Chide. Those of you who didn't get detail of this matter, I'm sure you have detail of the matter now at EcoBank today. But the bank said that their monies are safe, your personal information are all intact, under serious security protection. Nothing got missing, nothing got stolen. Police arrested Emery Johnson. He is in police custody. The police has not issued any official statement as of now. As I know, they have not issued any official statement. But that's it. We'll wait. We'll follow the investigation and see what the police, because the police is the authoritative source in this matter. So we'll wait to see what the police will find out of our preliminary investigation. Okay. The other side about it is that the social side about it, I'm not too sure I have the luxury of time to go into it. But again, people have to be emotionally controlled. Last night I was speaking about that, about public officials. Just last night I was talking about how people, the standard of society, hold you accountable to you reach a certain level. Okay? Just last night we were talking about that. Those of you who were in the fellowship last night, right? We're just talking about people being emotionally controlled at certain level in society, because the society will hold you accountable at a certain level. They will not hold everybody accountable at the same level, at the same standard. Now you hear people saying, even myself will say the same. For his level in society, I have known him for years. For his level, his stature, and all of that in society. The way we will judge the society, will judge him will be different from how they will judge Peter Brown way down there from Center Street. So if that decent brother in whom I can still vouch for his intelligence. Every human being got emotions. No human being can say me I don't get emotion. They are not human being. Even the animals have emotions and they lose control at times. Even the police director and the police people are going to investigate the men, they too have lost their emotions at a certain point in time. So everybody can get emotionally off balance. That one it can happen. Especially when you don't have a history of being aggressive or offensive or emotionally loose to people. In other countries, they ban on you or they put you on a psychological therapy or on a psychological therapist, to a trauma counselor, to talk to you. But so we wait to see the police, the findings and the outcome or recommendation from the police investigation. But I think it's a sad time for a decent big brother, and also a sad time for the professional lady too at the EcoBank. it's going to, it's going to affect her emotionally. So, yes, emotionally is going to affect her, on the job. And there are too many embarrassments that were caused today for the bank, the female, the male. Only because one person lost his emotional consciousness. But let's laugh now. We have to face these realities. Don't run away from these realities. Those of you, some of you talking today are criticizing Johnson. may be involved into similar situation tomorrow. You don't know. And recently, we were all of you on Facebook criticizing Gary, a blogger. Somebody said women leading a man eight two. They say women 8, men 2. Say women are leading all. Stay is all. So yes, let's move on to so the cash giveaway is active. We'll talk about it. Our August 24th campaign of Bonanza is on. All you have to do tonight is make sure you have $100 Liberian on your mobile money account or its equivalent, or 50 cents in US dollars. Once you have that, you qualify to play the cash giveaway. And all you have to do, just make sure you dial *255*1#. That's all you do. Once you dial *255*1#, you send, and then 2 options will appear before you on your phone. The first option will be asking you whether you want to play in Liberian dollars. And the second option will be asking you whether you want to play in US dollars. Any option you select, you send, and then you enter your mobile money password. The moment my transactions reach 50, I'm giving the first $5,000 out. The moment my transaction reach 50, I'm giving the first $5,000 out. So that's it. So, Anthony Famule, I think I will treat that under the code of conduct discussion about this. Your MPA managing director, about this year managing director at MPA. Okay? So on tomorrow, the United Party folks have organized some of their parties to go out and march tomorrow against drugs. And I found this interesting. Although I spent a lot of time talking about it today, so this evening, so I will not spend much time on it. There's a message from the UN. Okay, I thought to read this statement also, a joint statement from the CDC. The joint statement from the CDC, the Movement for Economic Empowerment, and the Citizen, the Citizen Movement for Change. It said the National Women Leagues of the Movement for Economic Empowerment, the Congress for Democratic Change, and the Citizen Movement for Change stands united together in solidarity, raising our voices against the mockery of President Joseph Yema Boakar's promises to rescue Liberia's youth from the scourge of addiction. His government, rift with deception, has continually failed our children, while political actors engage in a dangerous charade. While mothers and fathers suffer the agony of losing their children to drugs, government officials, including the president and his children, lawmakers, officials of government, LDEA, and the LMP should not be endorsing protests. They should be taking urgent, effective actions. We are alarmed by disturbing reports suggesting that Dominic Molo, a close ally of President Boakar, and his son, Tanta, was arrested with over $295,000 worth of drugs, but has since been secretly released. This conduct deepens our distrust in a government that claims to fight the drug crisis while protecting its allies from accountability. Furthermore, reports indicate that George Obi, famously known as Original Japan, a notorious drug dealer, may have been granted a pardon as part of President Boakar's July 26 package, allegedly due to close business ties with the president's son. This represents an outrageous betrayal of the very citizens they pledged to protect. As representatives of the Women's League of the Move, CDC, and CMC, We demand that the government recognize that the fight against drugs cannot be a mere spectacle. It must be genuine and sincere. We call upon the director of LDA and the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police to fulfill their duties and ensure that this battle against narcotics is not staged or dramatized for public consumption, but is instead grounded in effective action. We stand firmly in solidarity with the victims of this crisis and the thousands of families affected. We will not allow our struggle for a drug-free Liberia to be undermined by deception and political theater. The movement, the Women's League of the CDC, MOVE, and CMC will proudly stand side by side tomorrow, August 7 March, demanding accountability and real change in the fight against drugs. We call on all of our members to join this fight on August 7, 2025, as we stand up against drugs and the deceptive fight against drugs. Let us be crystal clear. The time for mere wars is over. History will remember those who stood in solidarity with their victims and took meaningful action. Together, we will reclaim our future and protect our children from the horrors of addiction. Let this be a rallying cry for all Liberians. No more mockery, only action. Angelique Bowie, National Cheerleading Move, Fatou Soare, CDC, and Alice Besa, CMC. So tomorrow is the rally, folks. And this is what I have to say about the rally tomorrow. I will challenge all of you Liberians. All of you Liberians, if you have the chance tomorrow, where you say no to drugs, turn out tomorrow at the rally, regardless of your religious affiliation or your political alignment, and participate in the march tomorrow. What I will not advise you to do and support you to do is to allow government officials that should be solving the problems take the center stage of the rally or the campaign tomorrow. I'll call on all of you who will be rallying tomorrow against the importation, the sales and consumption of drugs in our country to boo and shame all government officials that will be in attendance at the rally tomorrow. Drive them if you can drive them. Reject them if you can reject them. Boo them if you can boo them. They are shameless bigots that do not have any meaningful input or impact in the fight against drugs in our country. They are the main contributors and users of drugs in our country. I say this to you. There are lawmakers that can take drugs. There are lawmakers that are protecting drug importers and drug traffickers in this country. There are lawmakers. There are members of the executive and members of the first family, including the Baka children, who are also friends with drugs importers in this country. They are not the people who are supposed to be wearing t-shirts and fooling you, pretending to be rallying against the sales or the importation or the consumption of drugs. That's mockery. They should be solving the problem. Now, it is so silly. If the lawmakers and the members of the executives go out tomorrow to rally against drugs, the people say they are going to present their petition to the government. And if the government people are going to protest, so they're saying to us that the government folks are going to present their petition against drugs to themselves. Then solve the problems. Because you know the problems. Because the petition will highlight the problems. The petition will highlight recommendations. The petition will highlight observations. The petition will highlight findings. So if the government folks are already aware of the observation, it means they know the problems. If they will be making findings, it means they have established the problems. If they will be making recommendations, it means they know the solutions. So they should not be seen anywhere around any drugs rally tomorrow. any rally against drugs tomorrow and other harmful substances, the sales of them or the consumption of them in the country, government officials should not be seen around those activities. They should be solving the problems. The government campaign heavily with a promise to fight drugs. They accuse the past government of importing and being responsible for the usage of drugs in our country. They even describe George Weah, the former president, as a drug addict. The current government. And they pledged to you that they knew the solution. They said to you they knew the problems. They could have fixed the problems. Today, they are rallying against the problems when they should be solving the problems. They are rallying against the problems when they should be embracing and facing or solving or rescuing the problems. Quitter, we're told, is released. Imagine how the entire country ran around with Quitter's picture. Say, oh, she imported drugs from Thailand. Or some of her friends went to Facebook. They bullied her. They insulted her. Oh, Quitter, you let money, Bene. You let money, Bene. So I'm not surprised that you brought drugs in the country. You are not free. They bullied her and insulted her. Boom. Government takes the case and sent the case to the court. The Quitter that were all on Facebook, that the government people were parading on Facebook, folks. Those of you watching and those of you listening, do you know that Quitter has been released, free, exonerated, and left a facilitator to leave the country? Oh, if you don't know, now you know. We are telling you that Quitter, the lady who was recently paraded on social media as somebody who brought drugs in the country from Thailand, is released by the government. Guess how she got released? Quitter went to court. The government is prosecuting Quitter. Quitter hired her lawyers. They went to court. The government took the drugs. They had everything in their possession, the state. The court said, the judge said, y'all come here. Let's hear the case. Quitter appeared with a lawyer. Quitter lawyer go there. The state lawyers, the government lawyers went to the case. They said, y'all see the woman told you here. What is the evidence? The lawyer said no. The government lawyer said we get evidence. That's what they said. Where is the job? We're not getting. Where is it? Why didn't you bring it? No serious explanation. The judge threw the case also. But guess what? It was intentionally done. The state lawyers, because they are having relationships with drug dealers in the country, it is said by inside sources from the Ministry of Justice that it was intentionally planned by the state prosecutors to go to court without any evidence, without an exhibit from the drug that was arrested from Quitter. You arrested a drug. At least 1 or 2 samples you keep it exhibit there. Because you go to exhibit, take it to the court as an exhibit. Here's a sample. Here's what we got. These are the particulars. Because they took a picture with the drug in your hand. Oh, say, stand, put it in your hand. Took a picture. This is here being the physical evidence. Let's see. The lawyers who are supposed to be responsible, sound enough, will leave the exhibit behind or the sample of the drug behind and go to court. Go to court. And they'll go to court without the evidence, without the exhibit. The judge said, you can't waste my time. You keep your case also. But it was stage managed because they wanted to set her free. The entire country has seen picture of a young man over 200,000 worth of cocaine. A friend in photo with Joe Braca. A friend to his son, Tama Braca. Where is that case? The man left the country. They released the man. The man left the country. They brought him out. They carry him so. They push him so. Then they carry him up. Then they sneak. The man left the country. Passing through all of the security systems, and he left the country. They facilitated him leaving the country. Not only that, Japan Original Japan, who say he's selling spare parts in Clarendon, was arrested with evidence, everything, by A.B. Kuma. Joseph Barker released the man. The man was not investigated. He was never prosecuted. Nothing. Joseph Barker left all the people, the pre-trial detainees, all the pre-trial detainees inside South Beach. Some of them are there for simple assault. There are people in that place. They've been there for 1 year, 6 months, some 6 months, some 2 years, some 3 years, just on allegation of simple assault. Pre-trial detainees. Bagana see them to release them. Some people tell for property. What the person steal? Banana. Oh, the man go to my banana usher. The man come my banana will cut in. The inner place. 1 year plus. Some 3 years, some 5 years. Nothing. There are people in a place for murder, attempted murder. 5 years, 7 years. They are pre-trial detainees. They have never been to court in their lives. They have never been to court. 5 years, somebody in jail. They have never been to court to even answer to their charges. Joseph Barker is seen in free. Now, one man who spent good 3 months in jail, who was arrested, red-handed, caught red-handed with cocaine. That the man Joseph Barker see to go free. So they gave him, they pardon him. Is that how you pardon people? People who have not even been investigated, tried. We say the government passed a law making drug a non-bailable offense. The government passed a law under CDC regime making drug a non-bailable offense. So imagine the man is not even entitled to bail unless for other established urgent medical reasons. 22nd, we celebrate our independence. Joe Barker walks into the Morovia Central Prison and released a notorious character, notoriously known for the importation and sales of drugs in our country. And released it. He's not even a Liberian. He released the man. Me, all will be from Japan. And Barker said he wants to Japan and drug dealer. Let me catch somebody say they're going Clarendon or DFO say they're going Clarendon to Japan place. If I were Japan, anybody comes to my house or my place to come investigate or come say they come and do stupid things in my place, I will take gun or take collar and chop you. Because the government says Japan is not a drug dealer. He was not guilty of anything. It means nobody from DEA or the police should give him any hard time. So all of us, Japan is our new friend. Let's go and make friends with him. The man are good man. He's not a drug dealer. The president has granted him an executive clemency, a gold card, as a free man, a clean man. That only spare parliament said in Clarendon there. So we'll go back, spare part for the man. Tomorrow I'll go Clarendon to go ask for my honor carrier give me hard time. I'll go and ask for one for my TV pass to a place and buy for him. That's patronizing. The man is a clean man. He's a good man. He's a free man. He's a good man. And frankly, I know him. I've interacted with him on many occasions. And I never ever thought that he was in that. So when he was arrested, I doubted it. Now that Joe Barker has proven that the man is a good man, he's a clean man, our friend, when we go and be drinking our BS on weekend, our friend, I tell you all here today, Japan is going to be one of my new friends. He's my new friend. The man are not drug dealer anymore. So don't tell me, say, oh, Austin, why are you friendly with Japan or original Japan? They're my new friend now. The man are not drug dealer under Joe Barker government. He's not a drug dealer. So I can go there anytime. I sit down there. I drink my liquor with him. We finish. I get in my car. I go home because nobody will go there to say, oh, just go raid that place. Who we play? Austin Carolina was there. No, that man not drug dealer. That man is a clean man. What they put saying here to us about having trouble screaming to Facebook? I swear my number just dropping. I was somebody messing down about somebody outside there can please find Chris number. Oh, no. No. Somebody out there has to call Chris. I see your man, no more just dropping on the live. People telling you that we're having some issue with our live funding difficulty to do all kind of things. All the many investment our live. I'm on the more dropping way close to 100 views to 19. And then I'm receiving notification that we're having problem with our live. So anybody out there can please call Chris. Yes, I'm seeing an alert an alarm here. No one know why the numbers just dropping. Yeah, that's true. I'm seeing it. We are having trouble streaming to Facebook. This may be an issue on Facebook's end. Okay. They said this may be an issue on Facebook's end. Is it possible the stream was ended or deleted on Facebook? We keep trying and let you know if it's resolved. Please check Facebook to ensure the stream looks okay. If this continues for a while, try creating a new live stream or just remove this destination from the screen and re-add. So let me remove the destination and re-add it and see. Let me remove the destination. Then let me re-add it and see. Okay, let me remove it and re-add it and see how it works. Remove it. Re-add. It's reading. Let's see. Okay, I see check mark, so I think it should be okay. I see check mark, so I think it should be okay. See, boy, the boy you already get patience, you know. I think he misbehaving level. You see? So you tell people to come back, yeah? We're back. Current go. They call it current go. Current go, current and can. So you tell them to come back. Current and can. Yeah, see them coming small. Current and come back, so you come back. So I mean, so that's it. So original Japan now, I'm a friend, I'm one of my new friends. Say Baka say they make clean, they make everything, no issue. We'll go there, we'll be training. Our friend now. We'll be taking picture of him. Case closed. You don't say that I get to see. Tomorrow you go to that program, you'll see any government official around, you'll boo them. Do not allow them to take center stage. Do not allow them to take center stage. Do not allow them to take center stage at tomorrow's event. It is not their event. They should be solving the problems and not complaining. To go and march against something, you're going to complain about something that is permeating or affecting you or the society. And there are people appointed and elected in the society by the people. Our powers are invested in people to solve these problems. And we see them holding placards and protesting. Then who do we go to solve our problems? That doesn't make sense. I don't know why our leaders are thinking upside down. Every day there's a new upside down approach to solving Liberia's problems. Every day there is a new upside down approach to solving our drugs problem. Every day there is a new upside down approach to solving our health challenges. Every day there is a new upside down approach to solving our education challenges. Every day there is a new upside down approach to solving our socio-economic challenges. Then when do we solve these challenges? You take a contract, a concession to the legislature and reduce Liberia's equity share from 10% to 5%. You take our bio information from another place and reduce our share from 55% to 35%. I mean, what kind of upside down approach we keep engaging and we keep, engaging into, and we want to solve our problems? I don't get it. It's about time that we say, hey, big man, small man, short man, tall man, old man, young man. Once you are in power and doing the right things, we must place ourselves under the moral obligation to support you. But if you are doing the wrong things, we must also wear the moral courage, the moral high ground to look in the faces of our leaders, regardless of their ages, and say, hey, this is wrong. this must stop, this has to stop, this will stop. And if this does not stop, we will rally the people to join us in ensuring that we compel our government to stop some of the nonsense that are happening in our country. That's the power given to us by the Constitution. We must exercise these powers and stop allowing people to misuse us, to mislead us, to misdirect our consciousness, all in the name of party politics and party alliance and party this and party that and all these bull craps and people talking about, hey, because of political alliance. We support the CDC here, we criticize, including my gay, then who couldn't criticize? Who criticize my gay? Oh, no, CDC government. Then who we can criticize? So we have to set certain records straight. The evil people, the people who are government officials from the legislature and the executive, who you see passing around parading with flyers and all of that and t-shirts, hey, they are not the real solvers of the problems that you want to march against tomorrow. They are the causes of the problems. They are the causes of the problems. They're not solving the problems. You arrested Musa Benete's son just for smoking weed, grass on Miami Beach. And you say in the jail, he went there and pleads guilty, you say in the jail for 4 years. The man that the DEA arrested with over 250,000 US dollars worth of cocaine. In picture with Tamar Barker, and the very Joseph Barker man who was the president. You release the man and facilitated him leaving the country. And one more, you paraded on social media with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cocaine. And you go to court and leaves your exhibit or your evidence behind and goes to the court and tells the court that you do not have any evidence. Why did you come up with allegation against her when you do not have an evidence? Does that make sense to any of you? Or should that make sense to us Liberians? And the people think we are just all stupid. People passing around in the country. When election comes, we go and vote. When election passes by, we sit down and listen to them and believe every crap they say to us. That's not going to work anymore. The people's minds are open. The people's intellects are getting stronger by the day. The people's intelligence can reveal to the real point of how good governance is supposed to be. And the intelligence is speaking to them. Consciousness speaking to them. That's why they are coming out. Because they realize that the government is not addressing anything. And I will end the message on this note with this quotation from John C. Maxwell. He said to all of you, oh yeah, once the transaction reach 50, don't worry, I'll give you I will pay 5,000 dollars when the transaction reaches 50. John C. Maxwell said to all of us, he said to add value to others, one must first value others. Do you really think your government values you? And they are promising to solve your problems? Do you think the lawmakers and the government officials from the executive that are going down there tomorrow that you see parading on social media, do you really think they value you? If they value you, if they truly value you, they will not even be rallying. They will have solved the problems ever since. Because we are already started by making crime not bearable. What we can do, what we are supposed to be doing as a new government is to be strengthening the law, identifying the weaknesses in the law, strengthening those weaknesses, and then enforcing them. But see, you release in Japan, you say the good man, you releasing, you go into court without evidence exhibit and letting quit out the go after parading. The other man, you facilitated him leaving the country because he's a friend to to Tamar Barker, 250,000+ worth of cocaine. And you allow the man to leave the country, no prosecution, no investigation, nothing. And you think these people value you? They don't value your brothers and sisters and children. They don't. Because if they value you, the government with a vested interest in B. Martin, they went there, all of them, jumping, Isa. Traffic management, the Jomi Isa. Midasti, the Jomi Isa. Hammerbrand agreement, the Jomi Isa. That's all they value, their pockets. They don't value you, they value their pockets. So anything that will put money in their pockets, that's all they go for and give attention to. Have you heard them calling Gregory Como or the LDEA folks say, you come here and ask them, what happened to this man who was arrested with over 250,000 worth of cocaine? We're seeing in picture with the president's son. Did he ever hear them calling Greg Como and LDA folks and immigration folks and asking them how how this man left the country, or why was Japan released, or under which condition was Japan released, or under which condition that that lawyers will go to court, state lawyers will go to court to plead to prosecute a drug suspect, and they will go to court without evidence? Do you see the judicial committee reporting, or committees, in fact, from the two houses reporting or complaining or raising the issue in their sessions? No, they are all chasing concession companies, because the concession companies will put monies in their pockets and they don't care about you. So they have to value you first. Anyone who does not value people should not promise you that they will improve your lives. Anybody who does not value, imagine somebody tells you, I mean, me let job in there. Then say, my man, bring your dog can't spend time with me. Somebody tell you, my man, I'll let children be there. Then say, my man, where you going? Bring your children, let your children can't spend time with me. What do you think that man is going to do to your kids? When a man does not value children, he doesn't like children, and he comes to you and promises, my man, oh yeah, bring your children to come spend time with me until you come back. That's the case with our government officials. And on this one, I'm not going to shift everything on Joe Braga head. Even though Braga will shoulder 70% of the responsibility and the blame, but the remaining 30%, there are three equal and coordinate branches of government. If we are shifting responsibility, the presidency or the executive should take the highest percentage, because he has the implementing power, the enforcement power. Not just the implementing and enforcement power, but he has the enforcement and implementing mechanisms available to him. All the state infrastructures that are responsible to implement and enforce are all found within the executive of our government. So the president or the executive is supposed to take the bigger responsibility. Again, secondly, he is the head of the joint government. The joint government, he is the head. The number one man in the country. That's why I say I'll give you 70% of the responsibility. That's where the power to do anything, the political will to do anything, lies within the executive. You only need somebody to exercise that political will. This will take us to this conversation about the Office of the Ombudsman report. Folks, Liberia is sinking. Liberia is sinking. You know, every time we say some hard things, people think it's all of hate for people in government. And it's good that some of the few decent ones in the UP government know that we don't hate them. Some of them see us and say to us, gentlemen, you have to continue. Because imagine a government without critical media institutions. Already we are even struggling to make some decisions in the government. Then the whole country get no critical voice. What this government would have been? UP folks say that to us. We know how there are senior folks within the United Party who do not even want certain people to still be in power in certain positions. But wow, there are people in certain circles around the president who are benefiting from their stay in those jobs. We know all of that. So we do these things not because of the UP people. We do these things because of Liberians. The Office of the Ombudsman. And by the way, we are investigating, for the last 2 months, we've been investigating government officials, especially high-profile government officials. We've been investigating their tax records, their tax history. We want to know who is compliant and who is not compliant with their taxes, because government must generate revenues. Government officials are not paying taxes. We've gone almost 87% of our investigation will come out with the first list of 10 government officials, senior officials that have not paid taxes for the last 5 years. We can say that. We've gone 87% of our investigation. They're not paying taxes. The house they're sleeping in and saying that and using people in the hall, they ain't paying taxes in the hall. Government officials, all the money we're paying them, they're not paying taxes. We'll come out that list. We'll come out that's another thing for another day. You want to rescue that bureau, you want to pay taxes. I will rescue that bureau. You want to be begging for money all day. Issue. Anyway, we'll have that conversation for another day. So let's go to what Mr. Famule wrote. So the office of the ombudsman says she has been investigating, and this is what she wrote. This is a report. So Anthony Famule works with, I think he's the executive director at the Human Rights Commission. He said, he writes, I just read the attached / below post, assumed to be a post from the MD of the National Port Authority. I also did some background check, and I am convinced that that is his official page. I wish to make these few points. Growing up in Clariton, that is predominantly Kru and Va speaking tribes. Let me get some water. Kru and Va speaking tribes. I learned about the word and know the meaning of the Kru word used by the MD, meaning cha. And the word say good use on Facebook. Somebody criticize him. Somebody say he say good resign. They may go on Facebook and say, man, meaning cha. You're the Kru people. You will open the line for us to call and say, what meaning cha mean? 2. The word is an insult. It refers to a person as poo-poo ho. Unquote. This is the executive director of the Human Rights Commission writing a government official, chastising another government official. This is good. This is accountability. This is transparency. He said the word is an insult. It refers to a person as poo-poo ho. 3. The usage of such word by a public figure is a gross violation of the Code of Conduct, specifically Part 4.3, title Maintaining Dignity of Public Service. This section says, all public officials and employees shall exhibit good conduct at all times, both at work and off duty. Both at work and off duty. Unquote. For the MD to come public and use such word is a violation of the Code of Conduct, breach of public trust, and manifestation of childishness. Cognizance of the environment and being environmental insensitive. This is not just an unwholesome conduct, but an abuse of the majority workforce of the MPA. The MPA is consumed by predominantly Kru speaking people. I strongly believe that the MD used a Kru word to insult not just the person that vexed him, but the majority Kru speaking people of his entity. 5. The MD is from my sister's tribe, the Mandingo tribe. You see the man Mandingo male, my family, the Mandingo tribe, and he is a Muslim. His conduct is, in my mind, is a non-permissible behavior for any Mandingo and Muslim child. The office of the ombudsman should act ASAP and recommend to the president to take the appropriate action. His complaint is already before the office of the ombudsman, and we're waiting for that investigation, the outcome of that investigation. who told you they mean tree, and you good upbringing. The code of conduct we're talking. So this is what the folks from the Office of the Ombudsman. So it's a Republic of Liberia, report of the Office of the Ombudsman, Republic of Liberia, blah 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 blah, an investigation of political participation. Let me zoom this more. Of political participation of honorable. Just not calling people honorable. They both breaching the code of conduct. You still calling them honorable. These are not honorables. They're not. They can be seen as one. Kubakra et al. And all those similarly situated for the violation of sections 5.1a, b, c, and 5.8 of the Code of Conduct as amended, carried out for the period of 30th July 2024 to 20th May 2025 by the Office of the Ombudsman, dated this 25th day of July 2025. So that's go back. The defendants in these proceedings are their names are we'll call their names after the findings. These are the defendants. These are the individuals that are being investigated. Go back. Let's go to the real issues. Let's forget about the questions for investigation. Let's go to recommendations and remedial actions. Good. Recommendations and remedial actions. 8.1. The Code of Conduct mandates the office, the ombudsman, to investigate on its own, initiate on its own initiative, or on complaint filed by any person or organization in violations of the Code of Conduct by public and private officials. Blah 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 blah. This is section 5.1a, b, and 5.8 of the Code of Conduct. The Code of Conduct carries a single penalty for the violation of Part 5. It uses the mandatory language shall and notes that after due process is accorded, the violator only that penalty can be imposed. Only that penalty can be imposed. The Code of Conduct states that as section 5.9 that any public official after due process who is found guilty of violating any provision of this section shall be immediately removed from the position of office held by him or her, and thereafter no part of the funds appropriated by any law for such position or office shall be used to pay compensation to such person. 8.3. Unlike other sections of the code, the Ombudsman is mandated to apply section 5.9 of the Code of Conduct after due process on section 5 infringements. 3.1. The defendants in the proceedings, with the exception of those who either resign or suspended political affiliation because of their positions in the government, are all adjudged guilty of the violation of section 5.1a and b and section 5.8 of the Code of Conduct because they were all actively engaged in political activities and or political management owing to the managerial roles they continue to play within the various political parties. While at the same time holding and serving the public officials appointed by the president. The public officer at the men holding the public serving as public officials appointed by the president. 8.3111 Baba. It is here. Let me zoom this one. It is herewith recommended to His Excellency Joseph Yima Bwaka, Senior, that the defendants be removed from the various public positions they are each occupying upon the receipt of the transmittal letter along with the judgment pursuant to section 5.9 of the code, which mandates any public official, after due process, who is found guilty of violating any provision of this section 5 shall be immediately removed from the person from the position of or office held by him or her, and thereafter no part of the funds appropriated by any law for such position or office shall be used to pay compensation to such person. Emphasis added. So, folks, let's name those who the Council of Finekanga say they should be removed. Let's name them. Okay. Emmanuel Tule, Board Chair, Liberia Legislative Corporation. Cooper Cra, Minister of Labor. Lucia Yala, Environmental Protection Agency. Emmanuel Zor Jr., Labor, Ministry of Labor. J. Luther Tape, Board of Directors, National Port Authority. Amos B. Twe, Liberia Petroleum Refinery Company. Cornelia Kratupa, Minister of State. Ministry of State. She's not a Minister of State. She's the Deputy Minister of State. Warwick Bryant, Superintendent, Masurado County. Emmanuel Fa, National Fire Service. Ambassador Sheikh A. Musafa Kuyate, Ministry of State. Ben A. Fofana, Commissioner, Liberia Telecommunications Authority. Patience Randall, Director General, Liberia Business Registry. Edmund Ford, National Transit Authority. Melvin Seaforth, National Transit Authority. Lucia Tape, Development Superintendent, Masurado County. Let's go. Robert Bestman, City Mayor, Painesville. James Yoli, Ministry of Internal Affairs. Colin Stammer, Ministry of Youth and Sports. Selina Mape, Ministry of Internal Affairs. Councilor Lacey B. Councilor, Member of Board, Liberia Special Economic Zone. Councilor Kukuwa Double, Liberia Special Economic Zone Authority. Jacob Smith, Liberia Refinery Corporation or Company. Daniel Sano, Ministry of Information. Ansu V. Dule, National Disaster Management Agency. Magdala Cooper, Senior Political Advisor to the President, Ministry of State. Kelvin DJ Matari, Ministry of Commerce. Okay, so these are the names that the Office of the Ombudsman has recommended for removal, dismissal from their offices. Now, this is an old conversation. We just needed an institution that has the authority to implement the code of conduct to take action by investigating and recommending action to the president. The rest of the political weight is rested on the shoulders of the president. The rest of the political weight is rested on the shoulders of the president. Now, let me say this to you. Prior to the passage of this code of conduct, I covered the legislature. After the passage of the code of conduct, all of us have some issues, some observations with this code of conduct. If you ask me whether I still have these issues with the code of conduct, I'll tell you yes. I still have these issues. The issues I expressed then, those years, 2014, imagine 2014. The issues we had then with this code of conduct, I also still have this issue with the code of conduct. But the question is the code of conduct a law? The answer is yes. The second question is, should the law be implemented? The answer is obviously yes. Once it is a statutory law, it has to and must be implemented. Is it working now? In my mind, I think it is trying to work. It is picking up. Does the code of conduct need to be ratified? In my mind, yes, it needs to be ratified. Until the code of conduct is ratified to fix or address certain issues that border on the constitutional right of its citizens. Should we lay it to rest and don't implement it or don't enforce it? The answer is no. We can lay it to rest when it is a statutory law. No. We have to enforce the code of conduct. If we think there are issues, which I believe that there are issues in the law that border on constitutional matter that need to be addressed, then we send the law back to the legislature for ratification. But we can say, lay the law down. Don't implement it because it violates. If the law violates, go to court. If you think the law violates your right, you go to court and place a stay order on the implementation or the enforcement of the law. Now, the power to dismiss rests squarely in the hands of the president. That is a constitutional mandate. But the statutory laws are made to, in most instances, they are used to dissolve or dilute or expand or decentralize. That's the right word. Decentralize the authority of the president, of the executive. They decentralize, they soften, they break down the authority of the president. Break down by designating responsibilities to ensure that all laws, that the system works. So the power is heavily vested in the president, but there are laws and that the system is built in a way where we use laws and policies and the different framework documents to dilute or break down or decentralize the authority of the president. So you spread the president's authority across. The president one cannot be controlling everything, sitting in one place controlling everything. He needs people to coordinate as he controls. So that power to coordinate, that spirit of coordination or coordinating the authority and the power of the presidency is rested in the other infrastructures that are established through different institutions. So the president can sit down and manage foreign relations, manage mass and energy issue, manage LPR, oil and gas issue, manage everything. So the president, so the constitution says you have all these authorities, but it gives the legislature the authority to make statutory laws or enact laws that will ease or aid the effective running or governance of the state. So the lawmakers say, we need a standard. We need a code of conduct that will guard us, public officials, that will guide our behaviors. Because the president is unable to sit down in executive mansion and monitor all of us behaviors and monitor all of our actions. It's not possible that the president will sit down in executive mansion and monitor the behaviors of everybody. So let's enact a law called the Code of Conduct for Public Officials and set up that office and name the head of that office the ombudsman, and that ombudsman will be responsible, along with other officials that will be responsible to monitor the behavior, the activities, the conduct of public officials. So it takes away that responsibility from Brakana and shift it to an institution headed by an individual appointed by the authority of the president to sit down there and help the president to monitor, supervise, and observe the behavior, the conduct of public officials and report to the president and make recommendation to the president. Governance sweet. It is sweet when we decide to apply the basic standards and concepts that are supposed to guard good governance, that are supposed to ensure good governance. So you see how it's sweet? So somebody say, oh, the power to dismiss rests in the president, in the hands of the president. I told you, man, you're not supposed to be in Capitol building. It means you do not even know your own constitution and your own authority. The president has power, but to discharge that power, is not absolute. It's not automatic. So, okay, let the president dissolve all the institutions that were established. If the legislature had not established these institutions, how will the president function? The president is not functional because there are institutions established by the legislature. to aid the president in effectively running the governance of the state. So they become statutory laws. They are all statutory laws. Because the lawmakers or the legislature pass them. So, Mr. President, we believe, we as lawmakers, we have the sole authority to make laws where we deem necessary. We don't need a president authority to make law. That's why when we make a law, it goes, we sign, it has to go to the president for signature. So if the president is displeased with this law that we have made, the president reserves the right, the authority to veto the law. So the lawyer may, and I agree with it in its entirety. These are my disagreements. I think I should remove this one. I think I should add this one there. I think I should replace the word from calm to Kim. Then he sent it back. When the lawmakers see a review and say, yeah, okay. In the spirit of coordination, we agree or we accept these amendments or suggestions to us. We'll put them there and send it back to you to sign. When they make the changes and send it to him, and he signs it, it becomes a law. This is the case with the code of conduct. To change anything in that statutory law, it has to go back to the legislature for amendment. We can't be having a law that is qualified to be enforced. That also meets the standard to go back, to be sent back at any time for amendment. They will say, we're not enforcing, we're not sending it back for amendment, but we'll not implement it. Hey, that's craziness. It's senseless. We're not implementing the law, even though it is a law. The whole country agree. Even the victims of the code of conduct agree that it is a law. But they say, no, even though that law, but it violates our right. Then you got two options. Use your influence in the executive to send it back for amendment, or you go to court to argue the constitutional violation, the portion of the constitutional violation, or where it violates your constitutional right. All those three options, you say, let's leave going to court, let's leave the enforcement of the code of conduct, and let's also leave sending the code of conduct back for amendment. Let's just operate loosely. That's not possible. The thing happening to the Facebook again. Yeah, so let me just remove it. I don't know what's happening. This is really I don't know what's happening. Let me remove it again and see. This thing is let me remove it. We keep removing it, adding it back, removing it, adding it back. Okay, I remove it. Let me see what I can add it again. Save changes. Let's see whether it works. Facebook see the problem is from them. So I don't know what other platforms are experiencing the same thing. But folks, we have to go to the telephone lines and pick calls. Let me check and see whether this transaction reach 50 transactions so I can pay somebody money tonight. Let's see whether the transactions reach 50 so I can pay somebody $5,000. And then as it goes up, we'll pay again. Let me see, we have enough time. So let's go here and see whether these transactions reach 50. Okay, yes, so let me come and pay somebody $5,000. So folks, I will conclude on this note, right? These are the issues. If you ask me, I'll tell you the code of conduct has to be amended. Because my right to affiliate with a political party is constitutionally guaranteed. And no law, no statute should forbid that. Should stop that. But if a statutory law forbids that or stops that, the same constitution says you must go to court to have the court stop the implementation of that law. The court is the interpreter of the laws. So all the three branches got their own authority. They say one branch will make law, another branch will interpret the law, and another branch will implement the law. The legislature finished making the code of conduct, that law. The executive is supposed to interpret. So in the process of interpreting, it's supposed to implement. in the process of implementing the law, if Kawah thinks or feels that his constitutional rights are being violated by the enactment or the implementation of that law, I reserve the right guarded by the Constitution to run to the Supreme Court to interpret, to protect, to give me my right, to give me my security. The law is say you must sit down and say, don't do anything. Let's just continue flowing. That's lawlessness. That's lawlessness. So what our officials are engaging, they are engaged into the highest degree of professional lawlessness. The highest degree of professional lawlessness. That's what they engage into. Highly honor their positions in government, to honor is the implementation or enforcement of a statutory law. At this point, the 100% responsibility rests on the shoulders of Joe Barker, the president, because he was vice president when this law was passed, and president of the Senate when they passed this law. So Mr. Barker is supposed to muster the political will to ensure that this law is implemented to the fullest. If he cannot ensure that people that who are in violation of the code of conduct as recommended by the appointed to implement the code of conduct, now he has recommended that Joe Barker dismiss, fire, or remove these people from their offices for violating the code of conduct, then trust me, I'm not going to respect Joe Barker forever and ever in my life. 1 week, 2 weeks, Joe Barker didn't take action on the code of conduct. He not get respect. Oh, you're in UP, who been talking to me and everything, y'all take your respect. Y'all take your friendship. I won't rack, but I would never respect Joe Barker again in my life. Either you resign the party positions, or you resign your government jobs. You have the space to resign your party jobs, your party positions, and keep the government job. You can hold on to all two. You can hold on to all two. You gave them 1 year plus. These issues were raised. Resign the party job, focus on the government job. Or leave the government job and focus on the party's job. You can't hold on to all two when there is a law that forbids that. You go to court to stop it, or hey, you go for amendment to the legislature. And anything outside of that, the ombudsman has done her part. Kudos to you, Councillor Fine Kanga. I am proud of you tonight. The rest of the issues, the rest of them now rest on the shoulders of Joe Barker. The political decision now. It's time to make political decision. Muster the political will and act. I would not have issue if they say, okay, no, I mean, ombudsman, can we come back? Can we negotiate? I beg you. Even though the lawyers will say, no, you can't negotiate the law. But the office of the ombudsman is recommending administrative action. That's what the office of the ombudsman recommend. They recommend administrative actions. So administrative actions can be negotiated. Okay, you know what? To save the integrity and reputation of the government and also the president, we will all resign our jobs in the party, our positions in the party, and keep our government jobs. Simple. If the government job is so important than the party job, you keep the government job and leave the party job for another person. If the party job is so diligent or important than the government job, you choose the party job, the party position, and exit the government job. These things should be so easy for civilized societies and civilized people. But our country has a group of illiterate government officials, illiterate people in our government positions. That's why these decisions are so difficult. That thinking could never be me. The very first that I will be resigning one. Because I'm not going to depend on party position to secure or keep my government job. I'm going to government to depend on my performance on the government job to keep the job. I don't need the party position to keep a government job. I need to rely on my performance to keep a government job. Simple as that. I don't need the party position to be politically influential in the society or in the government. I just need to perform and build my social and political networks. That's all I have to do. I don't need the party job to maintain influence or connection in the society or in the party. Once I'm performing on my job in government, I can maintain my social networks, build my social networks, expand them, maintain them, and affiliate with party executives and party members. It is not difficult. That should not be difficult for people to do. So we're making this thing to look like, I got a job because I'm fast this, I'm deputy this, so that's why I got a job. If I lose the party position, it means I'll be vulnerable in the government. No, just perform and maintain your social network and your political networks in the party, in the government, and in the society. So what's about those who are not party officials? Are their jobs threatened? Mo Ali is not a party official. Is his job being threatened by the party or by the president? No. Sekou Double, as inept and unqualified and desperate and dirty and nasty and corrupt as he is his job being threatened from the party or from the president? No. He is relying on a social and political network he was able to build to maintain his job in the face of all of the corruption allegations, duping Chinese people, beating Chinese people, all the kind of things. He's still having his job. That a social network, a personal relationship he was able to build with people in government, in the executive mansion. All of you can do the same thing on your jobs. Sekou is not performing. How can he stay on the job? That Baka can't even suspend or investigate him. That LCC cannot even call him to an investigation. So, folks, just stop making this thing to look like the party position is the one securing your jobs or protecting your jobs. Just focus on the job, perform, do your best. Hey, and give party people the space, all the party people who are qualified to the space to occupy those party positions. 0776 104 104 are the numbers to 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. Those are the numbers to call and be a part of the show. I want to give somebody $5,000. Hey, God. Where is this guy? Hey, God. Where is this guy? Okay. I will soon take your call. Just 1 minute. Let me secure the person money. Somebody that's won $5,000. I have to do the job quick and pay them before I leave from here. Good evening to you. Let's hear you.
Yeah, hello, Austin. This is Gloria John from New Jersey.
New Georgia, let's hear you, man.
Yeah, thanks for the show. You said a lot, but my attention has been drawn to this Japan and Twitter. You know, it's so disheartening to hear what I'm hearing tonight. But we are out listening to see what the government will say about it, because I'm really interested in that. I heard something like that, but I was not too sure. So it's giving me the clarity. I'm concerned about it, and it's so disheartening to hear it. But we believe and hope that they will speak to it. If other platform raises it, we are going to talk to see what the government will say. Thank you for the show.
You're always welcome, man. Let's join somebody else from this end and see what they have to say also. From this end, what I want to do here, I want to get it from this side and see what's happening here. Good evening to you. Let's hear you. Hello? All these people can be holding the line for people. So let me perform. Okay, so let me do this job for this person here while I'm taking this call. Hello? Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, Abu.
This is Austin. Let's hear you.
Austin, I just want to show you your current number so I can send on your WhatsApp number.
Yeah, but you know, I can read my number on the radio now. So,
let me just after you look up my number and dial number on it.
Yeah, but there are calls coming in, so I can't even see your number. I'm trying to take it. Let me see, 088, right?
Yeah, 088.
Okay, I think let me get it quick.
88.
No, don't call your number, my man. 88.
Thank you.
23. Don't call it all. Okay, I got it. I will call you after the show. Let's take. I think we can take about 4 or 5 calls. Or 6 calls, yes, and then we'll go on. So let's begin taking your calls. Let me see whether this draw is done. And then, yes, I think this draw is done. Let me see. Okay, so let me place a call to this winner here. Somebody has won for his or herself $5,000. Let's see whether this person 0886 39 63 7. Okay, so let's call this person and see. Okay, so keep your calls coming as we talking to these individuals. I don't know which one of these stuff is open. Let me see which one of this stuff open here. Hello.
Oh, I get to you.
How are you? How are you doing?
I'm fine. Who am I speaking with?
You're speaking with Austin Kawah from Freedom FM.
Yeah, Austin Kawah. How are you, my son?
I'm okay, Mama. How are you doing?
Thank God.
You play our Win Liberia Cash campaign, right?
Yeah.
When you play?
I play. I think I play. I play more than 5 times.
You play more than 5 times today?
Yes.
Who show you play on?
I play on. They tell you on Thursday. I play on your show. I play on KOK show.
Oh, okay. KOK show and my show.
Yeah.
But you remember how you play?
Yeah.
How you play?
Star 1 hash.
Okay. What's the name? What is the name?
I'm Orita, but I use my daughter's number, Blessing Toba.
Okay.
Yes.
Oratha. Orita who?
Do.
Oh, am I Orita Do?
I'm Orita Do. My daughter's loser, you see, that I play.
What's her name? Blessing who?
Blessing Toba.
Blessing Toba. T-O-K or T-O-G?
T-O-G-B-A.
G-B-A. Yeah. Okay, so check on Blessing Toba's number.
Yeah.
But that number will call now. That number want the money. Oh.
Yeah, but the number I use now.
Oh, okay. So check your account. Your $5,000 on your account.
Yeah.
Finally, my Rita does a winner. You're welcome, ma'am. Okay, Ma Rita Do is one of our regular followers here on the show and called us as well. Finally, she has one. Finally, we want to play one Freedom FM game on D12. Like first issue, all of them raise. But we'll play, we can win. So, folks, yes, we have to go. Obviously, time is not our friend. I'm really tired and sleepy. I want to drive. I'm driving long distance, so we have to go. But it was good having all of you here. We hope to be back here tomorrow by God's grace and look into bigger issues. Some of these issues might surface tomorrow. Who knows? Probably because there will be new developments and all of that. We'll follow the protest also and see how it goes, or the rally against drugs tomorrow and see how it goes. Let's play this song. But before then, I think we can squeeze in just 2 callers just for the sake of tomorrow's event. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello?
Hello, let's hear you.
Okay. I will not Mani on a show here, boy, you're talking about la pressing them. My man been pressing for 3 good years concerning Bolim business. A lawyer that one, Caron. I will not call my man like jail, not call me. This is Sarah, a new on the paper. A new on the paper, he said, get a good day. He said, oh, money on the paper. But you come from my delivery first, you're carrying home. You wash it. You show us time, the time will be putting in us. A new on the paper, everything. We happy, we carry car to go for that meal that day. Dollar, they think I'm telling you. They may need disappear for our people. They need disappear for our people. Almost get crazy. We almost get crazy.
Maybe that Japan, maybe that original Japan need to replace with the man name.
That man are still not in our crazy. So when you're talking at you, people they been catching them with today's name. Just they see they are careful for him. For the Donatos are when they are careful for you. Or teach me say guess what? The people who just bringing here, they see the power. People are saying, you made it me and you telling me my whole body was doing me. My whole body was doing me the food I care for him. Never eat our food. He said, I won't come and he said, a big carry our food. I want the player and I want the our food before one day. I want him to be a baking you. Anytime you hear they say, and I came and said, you're just cry with your tears. That mean, he cry with Mr. Canon, he cry with our lawyer, he cry with our lawyer, we not late, we not pray, we not pray. Well, what we take that man left you, and I know how you would die. Only we not sell horse, we not sell property, we not sell
Why is your husband in jail? You say for what? What did he do?
Issue. They said somebody late. So when the lawyer went to the place, they look at the land, what the man said, they said that 24 feet said. The man said, all right, I say, I tell you 24 feet there, I'm taking you. That means that I say a place, they pay for the error, they pay for the main place. The man, I know what happened, they went by again, they say, oh, they say they lay now more than 24 feet, they say more than 24 feet, they now talk, anytime the man go to table, just say, you go to a place, you will show the man, we left only the jail and ready, they carry to that prison today, stay there.
Okay, Mama. So sorry about that. I mean, hello. Let's hear you.
Hello.
Hey, my man. Hello.
Yes. Thank you, Austin. Good evening.
Go ahead, Hussein.
Yes, this is Hussein Kill. I call from District 11. Yeah, so listen to the debate analysis. So you said the police have not come up with the evidence that they had a belief.
Hussein, yeah. See that point I got with you. I mean, that one you know what you get me angry? That one I can't be teacher. I can't be teacher. Because I let one say that I say something, the person will be attentive and listen and understand. I said, thank you. So quote me.
Yes, you didn't see anything for the Lebanon, right? So yes, I got it right. So what I was saying, they have put up something is on our website. So moving forward to the issue of this protest.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is not a political party business. It's about every Liberians. Even officials of government that family members, relatives are involved with drugs addiction. Everyone are affected by these drugs.
What have they done? What are they doing? Let's point to practical steps they have taken. Even the rally tomorrow, they did not even organize the rally. They only joined in for political showmanship. They sat down, the ordinary victims, the family members of the ordinary victims. Don't waste my time to them, remember. Dear Papa, don't waste my time, I beg you. I told you, enough energy, time, everything to come here tonight. Don't waste my time. They have not done anything. Nothing practical. They only want to score political point tomorrow. That's why you see them roaming around, parading the place, in their usual showmanship and filibustery mood to show that they are supporting a rape issue. The legislature is supposed to make laws, strengthen laws that will guard the executive doing enforcement to ensure that they curb drugs. What has the executive done? I'm making reference to cases where the executive is pardoning people, facilitating people escaping the country who are caught with hundreds of thousands of US dollars worth of cocaine in this country that are damaging the intestine, the inside of our young brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers in some cases. And yet you want to politicize what we're talking here tonight, Hussein? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Stop that. I always say to you, you are a young man. I admire your experience and your courage and your bravery and all of that. Because, I mean, your other Babylon who are assistant ministers, they ran away from this show. Because they never survive here. But when you come in, you have to come with strong argument, a reasonable one. You can come here with a weak argument, it's going to get diluted, dislodged in seconds. What have they done prior to the organization of the barrage tomorrow? That's the question. Let them answer it. You can answer it for them. Do we need a rocket scientist to show that all these officials have not done anything against the fight for the fight against drugs in the country? Is it a lie that the original Japan was released on executive clemency as part of the July 26 release by the president? Is it a lie that Quita as the state prosecutors went to the court in Margibi and did not go with any exhibit or any evidence and nothing, and the judge had to dismiss the case? Is it a lie that Joseph Tamar Braga, friend who was seen in picture in UP t-shirt with Joe Braga, and Tamar Braga was arrested with hundreds of thousands of drugs worth cocaine worth hundreds of thousands US dollars, and he is out of the country? We are told reliably that state security officers facilitated his exit from the country. Is it a lie? If it is a lie, tell your UP people or tell your UP infrastructure to release him. Let them speak to it. Let UP people come out and say, where is Quita? Then they come out and say, where is Quita? Then they come out and say, where is or the other young man, I forgot the name, who was really who is in the picture with Joe Braga Jr. Tamar Braga. Original Japan has his horse right at Jimmy Carroll. You can go there and see his fence. He's released by Joe Braga on July 26. Gentlemen, let's be serious. Let's be serious in this country. If we want good for our country, let's be serious. Last caller, then I go home. Let's hear you.
Okay.
Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, Austin Kawah. This is the voice of Samuel Rasta, Austin, 44.4 to be specific in Zimbabwe.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, Austin. Thank you. Austin, let me say this, right? Austin, President George Manuel Weah into law the Drugs Act. And the name of that act was called the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act of 2023. So where is reasonable? Austin, let me ask you a question. Who enforced the law?
I said that. I told the executive responsible to enforce the law.
So why would President Weah would have said that who brought in drugs in the country was sound up to now, but also would have seen the implementation of the Drugs Act? Why? Austin Kawah? But we are not people also will learn it our way. Look, we'll learn it our way. Why we continue to punish all until Austin Kawah Boga will bury all. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I agree.
Have you added Reverend to your name now? Now you are Dr. Ambassador General Man Sisi, aka Lele Yeke. Well, have you added?
Thank you. No, I'm ready. I'm not ready.
Okay.
I can be worse.
Okay.
Thank you. So to the issue, my son, I don't want you to waste your time behind people that who seek care. And what they will say, they say, oh, my sin, leader, man, hey, no, don't waste your time behind who seek care. Our people say when your friend cry, you should help your friend to cry. You know what I'm saying? Our people say, Bible say, when I walk by, no, can say that there. They will start leaking. When we say, we are administration because they hate them, we are so much. Everything that we are doing it, that we are breaking jobs, putting drugs in their children more. The men went and made law and point the person you go and grab the law, point the law. Anybody they arrest, why your horse die your horse, they will take that horse and sell it to feed our children. They went against it. That's it after them, but we are all because they put down their who were caught in the act. She was arrested on the airport because they owned it when they carry so much. And that man was not from Pikuta. And that man go from Kawah. But they say Pikuta for their error, for their son, for their apple. Today, they are talking about protesting against drugs. Or because the woman I will say, oh, I'm so wanted. I have everything in my possession. My son still a body phone. And he was beating. They almost killed him. Because of drugs. So that we see what I want to protest today. For me, I said there's no drugs here. I will say, and we'll see there. So don't get me wrong. There's no drugs. We are beating a course. The way they move, we are from there. What they drugs in the street, there's no drugs here. And we'll be there tomorrow. My son, I tell my way, I'll tell, and they say, oh, because it's officially for why for protesting for. Yes, there's no way I say to my see. Tomorrow, I'm going there with my radio tomorrow, with my Bluetooth, Buka dancer, with tire with your life, Buka the tire with your food. Tomorrow, I'll play tomorrow.
You going there with your what?
Tomorrow, I came up and said to your push, Buka dancer. Tomorrow, I'll play. Then you'll come here and say, oh, where's the phone? I'll protest for. Tomorrow, I'll be there.
Let's hear my head. No, my head, it's on the line.
Thank you.
My head, no, go ahead.
Austin, I do.
I'm fine.
Got a children, the woman. Man, child, I go up with you every day. In time for you to go home because the country here, it not easy. The country not easy. You think down there, you sitting down there with whether you can say defending with lies and what you don't know. I want you think you're a journalist that you can be talking to, you're not get sense.
No, that make it when you press UP people.
Yeah, you can want yes, that all. Just to lie to the Liberian people so they were taken to be truth. Man. And you not see anything good. Then they see drugs business, they say immediately if they took power, they were going to something, if they take power, they were going to take from the street there. Now they thought to be in government, they think a small thing, to be president and to be government for the country, that's small thing. They know the thing we are used to go through. And we are not, he not fighting to be president. He got his own money, he has his own money. Just watch the video. Why people fighting to touch that man? We see Kawah myself, we don't have a green arrest, so he was sitting down here talking. He's looking for a. Just thought, okay, he's sonny, he heard they were talking, you heard Martin's name myself. I don't care. Then we are there. We have some get it, children get it. He's not looking for it, he's just doing it because we want him. I still, you still brought the God and see how the police can treat the market women. Go there and see.
I get called every day about that.
You can be,
I get called every day about that.
Okay. You get me? That's what we in the country. We on a ghost scam, we talking in our country. For what reason? Then when we talking there, the kind of thing that going on, then you say you coming to defend people here. That people here, man.
Okay, Mama. Thank you so much. Yeah, Usinkel, you got served tonight. You got served tonight. There's a Black American movie we used to watch before when we were kids, or smaller anyway. They call it "You Got Served." Usin got served tonight. Okay, folks. So
we gave them the new press. Honestly, guys saying plenty people name poverty.
45K. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Thanks to all of you for following the show tonight. It was a pleasure having you under my voice. We shall be back here tomorrow by God's grace. But until then, do have yourselves pleasant moments in your respective areas. My name is Austin Kawah. Kawah. That's how they spell my name. That's how I spell my name. Bye bye.
So we gave them the new press.